Great, thanks for joining us. Nice broadcast. All right, this is um, here to. We are all of us are here to help the spirit world grow up. We're here to raise the spirit world to a higher vibration. And I might think that the spirit world is at a higher vibration, but I'm not sure about that mature wise. No. So yeah, we are the ones here to help the spirit world evolve. I mean, that's what this is all about. This is December 21st, about in 30 minutes. I guess the world's going to end. I was going to put that in the title. I guess I'll put that in tomorrow's title. Just to milk clickbait to death. But yeah, I mean, we're going through I don't know, some people say we're going to a 5D energy. Have we even done it 4D? No. I mean, how can you go from 3D to 5D just like that? I don't think it works like that. But, one more power to you. But I think we're going more to a 4D energy or a higher 4D. I mean, we're not, I mean, society isn't talking about aliens they're not talking about spiritual anything, usually. I mean, majority is not. And that's more 4D, 5D energy. They talk about fear a lot. So we got a ways to go for a 5D environment. 5D is, yes, less drama. I mean, obviously have drama, but it's just different. But, we have, the Zetas, 4D, and you can wake up and have the Zetas, doing all kind of, then you can finally remember your dreams. Waking up on a ship, having Zetas, poking in your brain and, checking your eyeballs and all that. That's something nice to remember. So, so we're not quite there yet. That's pretty much what this is all about, isn't it? I mean, what kind of awakening are you looking for? So, yeah. So our awakening is, anyway, wherever you make it, of course. If you want to be into 5D, more power to you. But I don't think we're quite there just yet. We're getting there, but yeah, even 5D, like they say, like money, like the crypto is 5D. Does 5D even have money? So I guess it all depends on your perspective. So anyway, so this is Atlantean cube and Mayan pyramid channeling. So I'm connected to. I was just told about the Atlantean cube. So you connect that vibration, and it's kind of like a terraforming energy in a positive way. Yeah, a blue cube. I don't know if it's connected to Metatron's cube, but I feel like it's like an opposite of that. But it's here to help us evolve, take us back to our roots. I believe it's in the ocean also, but it can be anywhere. But it feels like it's in the oceans at this time. Basically, Atlantean technology where it keeps that vibration high. It just has knowledge, all types of knowledge in it. So, also, that was just told to me about that. I didn't know anything about Atlantean cube, but it makes sense. Part of our, and you can say that's where we're headed towards more of Atlantean reality. And so, when someone talks about Atlantean cube, that makes sense, and more downloads of Atlantean knowledge that we're not fully remembering for various reasons. Also, the Mayan pyramids. I'm doing a channelings or a text channeling on the Mayans. I feel like the feeling I received from it, of course, there's a lot of Martian energies around the Mayans, but I feel like the Mayan pyramids were built before the pyramids in Giza, which has the energy I'm receiving from that. And now, does anybody agree with does anybody agree with it? It is up to debate, but it feels like the Mayan pyramids, Mexico, I've been there a lot much longer. So, and what does that get to go? and to go into Mars, at least a little bit into it, of connected to some of their planet destroying technologies. And jeez. So they had fights with Mars and Venus have been fighting with each other. Even here, they're doing it too. Men are from Mars, women are from Venus. So even Venus feels like at one time it was a female only planet at one time. How they accomplished that, I haven't gone deep into that, but yeah. And Mars became more of a male dominant planet. But the Venus world, I feel like it was a women only planet for a long time. And then eventually the male, maybe one fell from a plane or something like that and landed there. So, and I haven't dived into that deeply, but the Martian has more of like they had females there, but a lot of them became more muscular and kind of out of control. So, but yeah, the Martians basically wanted to take over the universe to a certain extent. They didn't get anywhere with it, from what I'm feeling, but they did. There's other Martian planets around also. But I'm just putting this out there. But it's something new to dive into. But I did feel planet destroying technologies on Mars. Like that's all. That's much of a surprise. So, and that has nothing to do with the 21st. So, let's see. Mayan energies. We'll see if we connect to Atlantean energies. And I'll go into maybe Mayans. We'll see where else we head from there. So, I guess tomorrow's the end of the world in about 30 minutes. Yeah. Okay, more privacy on that one. All right, blessings. Here we go. Greetings to you. Brother Atlanteans, greetings. Yes, there's much that we can't go into our civilization, the details of it. As there, yes, a future Atlantis already built, as you're going in back into yourselves. Basically resurrecting Atlantean vibrations, as you're doing now with yourselves on what is worked. Yoga is a Atlantean energy, you can say. So Atlantean cube, yes, there are many cubes during Atlantis. A lot of them were on a temple walls or temple buildings. They were infrastructures basically for Atlanteans to remember who they are. They had a lot of kind of a artificial intelligence built into it also, where we can telepathically connect to it. It's like an educator. It's like it also had the ability. It was similar to like how your Alexa and your Google is, like you talk to it and it talks back to you. Similar to that. But it's of a higher vibration. So it's basically our knowledge. Atlantean knowledge was deeply ingrained into it. Yes, it had a teleforming ability, meaning it can move. It had telekinesis type of abilities with it. Now, it's the consciousness of Atlantis was in these cubes. They all were different. They were not used for negativity. Now, some might disagree. Some might have used it, and some of them have been found. You say your lost ark, your Ark of the Covenant, is one of these cubes. Now, it was not understood, but it had an energy force there. So, to give you a little understanding, it was not used. Yeah, some of them were not used correctly, those that were found eventually over time. Well, the vibration of the person, it's necessary for you to be at a higher density to connect to these cubes for them to work properly. So they can't cause interference for you. So they're not brought into your world just yet because you're still. Humanity is still. Well, you are breathing in that energy at this time, meaning you are bringing in those timelines slowly. Now, as for the Martian impact on your planet, Mars was at first, yes, very decent to the human population. But over time, it became aggressive due to, yes, a lot of Venus beings on your planet, yes, you can say wanted to take over your world. And there were Atlantean beings. Many of them got, yes, a big head. Well, their ego took over them. And that's just Venus, but Venus is a strong energy. And Saturn was an energy that came here to basically begin the third dimension, you could say, which started your 3D existence. Now, Saturn wasn't necessarily going to bring its energy in that way, but as the Earth was destroying itself, it had no choice. And you could say during Atlantean times, yes, yes, countries trying to destroy themselves, or beings trying to destroy themselves with laser weapons. As there is kind of a evidence around to a certain extent. So there wasn't many people writing things down of what was going on because we were too busy living it. Well, our knowledge was in the crystals, but you don't know how to use those at this time. You are going into a time of understanding them. December 21st is just another year of pushing forward. These type of events, some put a lot into it, but yes, it is. You're notice how the 21st is going to be there no matter what. I mean, this was all set in place no matter what. You can make it a holiday if you wish or not. But yes, you are going to, year 3000 is going to be a time of great difference here. Meaning everything you're trying to accomplish now will be accomplished. Your aliens, what you're visualizing right now will occur in some form or another. Now you can contact us from 3 to 3000, let us know if we got everything right or not. But the year 3000, you'll have a great deal of this accomplished. So what's happening to the third dimensional human? Yes, there is human trafficking connected to the third dimensional human of the mindset, as souls do get trapped here through human trafficking. That is true. And that was a reptilian creation, also an archon energy, but mostly a reptilian invention of how to trap the humans. Basically, as you know, you feel like a slave here, correct? Some of you do. It's because humans were, yes, enslaved, abused, and brought back into the earth cycle. So your human trafficking, yes, has a lot to do with your cycle of why the third dimension even exists. So yes, this is why it's so difficult to detect it. But it's part of your society. So as your humans start to awaken, yes, you've had a slave lifetime, but you were human trafficked at one time. In the Roman times, the Greek times, or Atlantean times, because there are a lot of dark Atlanteans that did the same thing. So there's little details here. Yes, you're here to release. So as you go more to the fourth dimension, fourth dimension, you'll see more of your human traffic energies. Now, it is interesting, some want to talk about 5D a lot, like they want to skip the 4D. At least that's the intentions we're seeing. Because they don't always want you to see what's going on in the fourth dimension. But it has a lot to do with your healing. 4D realities, yes, as difficult as they are necessary for your growth. And that's where disclosure comes from on human trafficking, on aliens. A lot of that's 4D energy. Another reason why disclosure has not occurred, because yes, it is a 4D energy. And I don't believe you're in 4D quite yet. You're still experiencing a great deal. So to give you more of an insight of why things have not occurred. Now, some might obviously say that's had difficulties with that, which is fine. But when you truly think about it, when you bring in more, and many of you are moving into the 4D energy, basically just releasing the negativity of the drama of this reality, which is very reptilian. Reptilians know exactly, you're showing their adolescence. They are showing their adolescence. how mature they have gone nowhere with it. So yes, you're seeing the alien beings that are here having difficulties. You're seeing how they want to prove themselves to other alien beings that they're powerful, and they're doing it here, as you can see. And they did take over a lot of your cultures. So yes, you have like teenager alien beings causing difficulties on their world. Now some would call them younger, but we'll just say teenager beings. Not just reptilians, but there are other beings that have a teenager type of personality. Some of you have already realized that in your own connections. So you're wondering why you're having so difficulties unlocking this knot on your planet. Like, why are things not moving? Why is this happening? It's because when you have kids that are very clever, alien kids from different star systems that dislike their ancestors, ancestors made it very easy, but then the new kids come in and made it more difficult. Does that remind you of anything? Maybe on your world, isn't that kind of the same thing? The new generation kind of just says shove it to the old generation. That's kind of what's happening. That's exactly what's happening here. So as you go into another awakening, you have different types of awakenings. You'll be able to release those that are causing difficulties on your world. So how deep do you really want to go into this? And some of you are ready. Well, there is a type. It's like, yes, you say there's a bunch of teenager alien beings causing problems here. Do you really want to see it? And someone's like, first off, I don't even believe that. Well, then it's going to be difficult to see it because as you understand their energies, their manipulations on your world, you'll be able to unlock it. So it's just, having an open mind unlocks your planet. No censorship, right? You just be able to think your mind, say your mind. It's like, okay, there's different types of beings here that have their own agendas. They're kind of like children are holding your world hostage. So if you just explore that and others are open-minded to it, you'd be surprised how much you're going to unlock from your planet. Now, obviously, on a global scale, it's a little bit more difficult. But as you awaken, because the reason we are bringing this up is, first off, there's a timing for everything. Everything has a time frame when a version of disclosure, a version of information can come out, where you can see these alien beings. They'll get aggravated at you. When you discover what's behind them, your manipulators of your world, when you tap into their vibration, they don't always enjoy that. And that's when they start to make appearances, or people get night terrors, things like that. But it shows you're making progress. Or scratches. They can't cloak themselves forever. So you're kind of doing your own energy detective work. As you do your own healing, these beings can just break free, meaning that you start to see them. Most likely in your third eye, but possibly go much deeper. And some of them there are some of these groups of alien beings that obviously they're more positive, want this to be disclosed. And then, it's still up to you to make the choice. So this is why things take so long, because humans have to make the choice, and we all have to be patient. Everybody has to be. You can put the information out, but are humans going to bite? Are they going to take this in? Yes and no. Some will, but majority are still complex because of it. Because there is a way out of this, but all in how open-minded you are and how far you want to go with that. So, let's see. Brings you. We are the Orions. I am the Orion, the aspect of Orion. I'll just my intro. There is a capital of many of your planets a capital on a Syrian world, a capital in Orion planet. It's just as you have it here on your world. Not all worlds have capitals, but many of you have a statehood, a government, shadow. Well, in your case, a shadow reality, as you can see. Yes, there is an adolescence here. Much of your Martian energies were actually quite mature, like your mad scientists. But they were very much involved with the pyramid technologies here. Now, they didn't always tell alien beings how to use it correctly. Because think of it as like a pyramid's almost like a nuclear weapon. But you can use it for other things too. But it can be used as a weapon also, is what has occurred eventually in your past. So, yeah, so they give you an object, but they don't always tell you how to use it. But, just like anything else, we don't need to read the instructions. We'll just figure it out, just like you do with your vacuums or appliances on it. Some things you feel like you've seen it before, but then you can just figure out. And that was the case in the beginning. But over time, yes, it was actually pyramid technology was misused. So, of course, in the misuse of that's why your histories have been shifted and changed. Now, reason why we brought the capitals, like on Sirius and Orion, your humans, yes, have an energy from your world are there also with no idea of this planet, as that is very true. That some of the conspiracies have said that. Obviously, how important that is, well, yes and no. As you go into your awakenings, you might feel that there are other humans on other worlds from your planet, Atlantean ancestors, and there's much more human traffickers, which is true also. That is more of the 4D knowledge. I mean, why we bring this up is what you're going to, you want to know more about yourselves. Yeah, it's not exactly the easiest thing to see. Well, believing it for yourself is, but yes, there are other humans on why wouldn't it not be? Just because you're not there doesn't mean someone else isn't. Just because, there's also people in Australia, you're not there, but somebody's there. But all these other planets, yes, there is kind of like a human government there, similar to yours, but not exactly. And some of the clones on your planet are the originators, meaning that some of your, Congress people are actually clones, but the original person is on another planet. That's for you to do as you wish with that. So it's just that as you go into your awakening, more of this will open up eventually. Well, clone technologies have been another Martian invention. Well, at least they perfected a lot of it. Let's put it that way. It's like if you're going to manipulate a planet, you create the right clone. And you just dump it on a planet and you can leave it alone and let them do their thing, actually. You don't even have to control them. You just let them do their thing. They've already been programmed how to do things. And if they're successful or not, it doesn't matter. As long as they keep people in the third dimension, that's all that matters. So I believe more of this will dive in. Yes, they talked about time travelers in your past or yesterday. And yes, much of that will be deciphered eventually. But clonings are the way you take over a planet is very simple. Create clone beings from different civilizations that will work well. And yes, you find a planet to insert them into. So it's not part of your psyche here. At least it is, but not on a mainstream. Mainstream media laugh at it, obviously, because they're part of the cover-up, of course. Who is part of the cover-up? Great deal of almost anything that's popular is part of the cover up. Yes, when you start going to your awakening, your next awakenings, how much is being covered up here? I mean, yes, you're looking to the stars to connect to your alien beings, but you're here also to solve the mystery of your own reality, of your own world. How are you going to advance it if you have all these secrets here? You're here to unravel the secrets on many different levels. Colon technology is a major mind control on your world. Human trafficking, of course, also is too. But that's a little bit more fragile to tap into, meaning that as humanity begins to evolve and awaken more to you're not alone here anymore, human trafficking energy will begin to calm down and release. So, another way to understand how human trafficking works, the way they lower your vibration, they feel like the Earth's vibration needs to be lowered. They just, yes, they traffic more people, they kidnap more people, and lower the Earth's energy. Because the Earth feels that terror that people are going through. They just know how to use the vibrations of it. Obviously, it goes more into what we're describing, but gives you an idea of how it works, why they do what they do. It does poison the Earth's vibration tremendously. And then when you already have a group of people in your world, it's called society, they're already having difficulties with themselves, can't figure themselves out, and you add human traffic energies to it, it makes your world just a mess, doesn't it? So here to simplify everything. And the way to simplify is to keep your minds, yes, open. The Mayan technologies, yes, was used against humanity at one time. It was developed in a peaceful way, but other beings had nefarious reasons because they were not getting their way. So they used the pyramids against individuals on your world. Now, it wasn't there to cause a world war, but was to get back at others for not getting justification for their own inventions, their own progress. They felt like they were being left out. So they used pyramid technology against their own people. Sound familiar on your world? Sabotage, basically. A terrorist, yes. In your early stages, yes. It wasn't reptilian influence or alien influence. Yes, in some regard, but some just became power hungry in your past. It was just the Atlantean purification. As you know, the paradise energies was deteriorating. It was just, and it wasn't built to last. Yeah, the pyramids were kind of like the dent in the energy field, because the Atlanteans could do these things without any pyramid energies. You don't need a technology. They had technology, but what the technology brought with them wasn't just enough. But yes, they wanted to connect to others and learn, which is normal. And as they were learning, it bit them back, which happens on your world too currently. So, but now you're here to learn of who's here. That's your next age. That's your next year. Yes, you already know there's reptilian beings and other beings, but wouldn't it be more exciting if you start to experience those experiences? You heard about the stories, but now you get to go through it. Well, as the earth gets lighter, and it will, it is now as we're speaking, you begin to, so we're saying this now. Prepare some of you mentally. Because people will be spooked at first. Of course, it takes a while to get used to it. But as you feel you're not alone. Like you're in your space right now, alone. Of course, some of you know you're not alone already. Anytime you're alone, it's like there's other people here, aren't they? Well, that's going to start increasing. That doesn't mean there's always somebody in your room, no, but there are times when that energy is there. And that's going to become more part. Then you'll start to understand it more. So you're looking for a disclosure. Disclosure is right in front of you, basically. So that's your age of you're going into. This year coming up and the next. Doesn't mean it's going to happen instantly, but as you get used to it, it becomes the norm. Meaning you're not going to exactly see them, but you'll know something's here. But also, as you evolve more outside your reality, what you're used to, more multi-dimensional beings will start to appear. That's what we're getting at in the long run. It's a turtle process. It's not something that you want to rush into when you truly think about it. When you're talking to a being that's not even there, but you know it's there. Just like you're talking to nobody, we have your spirit guides, but you have alien beings that can tune into you, let you know that they're there. I think some of you understand what we're speaking about already, or some of you are already doing this already. But once again, you're going to a time where it will start to increase throughout the coming years. And knowledge about your pyramids will come through little by little. Obviously, yes, they were made for positive intentions, but others knew how to change the vibration of them if they weren't getting what they wanted. A lot of greed there, of course. And, yes, your Amazon, your river. There's a lot of your Atlantean beings, yes, your female Atlantean beings that dominated that part of the world at one time. Where, yes, a lot of females felt they needed now they had Atlantis, but they also had the Amazon also, where they had their alien equipment and all that to, keep their power going. So Amazon energy is something to tap into. Might not be the easiest, but there was a lot of female power beings at one time. As you can see, it's no longer there, but it was at one. You heard the Amazon woman. I imagine you assume if you've heard that term. Your Wonder Woman is a viewpoint of that because it did exist. And some of them were warriors. Yes, were not there for anybody. Yes, at one time. Now, this doesn't mean that some Amazon women or Atlantean females wanted, yes, the Earth to be more feminine, like all of it. You're kind of going through that right now, as many feminine energies are dominant. Who needs a man type of energy? You're kind of going through that at this point. So you're going by with some of the you're going through again what the manipulations happened in the past. So tells you how complicated things are. All right, blessings.